We got a steamer of a show tonight. Wow. There's a whole lot of people talking in chat. Hello, mother. Hello, everybody else. We're gonna talk a little bit about this. And this is Microbacter 7, trust me. It really is. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna do a little bit of this and a little bit of this, and then we're gonna talk a little ish. Hey, Chris. That dude, I don't remember who that dude is. I'm at the bar. I gotta catch this one later. I'm gonna make it spicy. So, Chris, I tuned up the Prusa, and these print beautifully. I haven't weeded these out yet, and they look. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? You can't tell. They look really good. Somebody hit me up and wanted me to print these for them. Filipino Reefer is in the house. Hell, why is that not showing? What a miss. So, yeah, Chris, these still are cool. I haven't printed one in a while, but I printed these, and I printed the little wire holders for Lucas bars. Pretty sweet. All right. Let's just do recap. I'm not sure. I did what I do less. I think I did. I don't remember what I did. I don't remember what I streamed. I think I streamed on a Monday, didn't I? That's Luca's. Oh, hey. Yeah. So an Ali E bar, 20 watts. Smack dab right on it, 20 watts. 30 watts from Orphic. And 38.5 from Lucas Bar. Yeah. Ion Director. This thing actually, it was sloppy in the beginning. Where's the little stupid arrow thingy? It was sloppy in the beginning, and it just chilled out. But then I'm an idiot, and then I let the tube run dry. So, but now it's okay. It came back. But this thing has been an interesting tool to watch play. Hey, I think it was you, Bert. You said maybe this was, I don't remember what quality this was. I hit them up. I'm not sure they replied. I'll have to look at my email. It probably went in spam. We were talking about calcium chloride. Those nozzles push the limit. The fins are as thin as I'd like to go for each size. Flow restriction. Yeah? These are easy to weed because, they're really clean. I was happy with this print. Plus, I got the printer all tuned up, and it's printing really nice. The first layer is perfect, and then it just builds on that, and it does a really good job. Yeah, frag tank got some color. It's still doing what it does. Happy with that. I'm gonna blow through this because then we're just gonna get to some topics, right? Actually, I really like this Monty. Isn't that pretty? And this one, and this is one of those. I'm giving these away, by the way. If you want some Monty, hit me up. This one's a different one. It's kind of cool. This is Langsai. I chopped it up a little bit, gave some stuff away. Yeah, right on. No hot dog and 2 eggs. Not going to happen. I think the next round of giveaways is going to be some more of this Gorgonian, some more Monty, and some Tub Stellato. I got a lot of that. So I've been giving away coral, and I like it, and I think I'm going to keep doing it. And what I'm trying to do is hint at some. What I like to do is build this little within driving range coral sharing network thing where we can sort of just distribute stuff. Stuff on the East Coast is going to take a long time to get to the West Coast, but if you're an hour or two away, I'll hit you up. I'll drive to you. We'll do some trading, and I'll drive back home. And then you do it, and you grow, and you do whatever you do, and you go find somebody a couple hours away before you know it. It makes it out to the snooty West Coasters who don't want this stuff. Not you, Phil. Something to think about. His light bars look cool, but my tank is too small. Oh, that sucks. How big's your tank, Blake? Because his light bars... there's one right here. His light bars do look cool. Look at that. Look at. You can't see the secret sauce in there, but I know it is. So does Clevin. Let's get back to show and tell. Yeah, for respect. A moment of silence for this brother with his Air Force Ones. Yup. Hell yeah. Do you want to drive to Winchester? Is that in West Virginia? Or is that Maryland? Or is that in Virginia? That's Virginia. You tell me. 10-gallon cube. Yeah, that's not going to fit. T. Anderson, I think the wonderful aspect of this is eventually you will live close enough, right? Can't cut the bar. Eventually you would live close enough because it would eventually make it out there, right? I mean, that's the idea. Pinky up today, mofos. Pinky up. Look at that. That's a sassy color, ain't it? I cleaned up my basement. We put recessed lighting in the basement, so all the airplanes came down. I threw some out. I put some in storage, but no more airplanes hanging from my ceiling. It's a sad day. You could probably bend his light 90 degrees and just have to replace the glass, maybe. Come to your mom and dad's, and Winchester is just an hour west of us. Oh, for reals? I'll do that. Brandon. There you go. There's a little driving. For whatever reason, I shared that Arnold Schwarzenegger, he signed my Predator DVD. I kind of shoved a little kid out of the way. He came to the base and was doing a magazine shoot. And that guy's not 6, whatever the hell they say on the internet. I'm taller. Take that, internet. Lucas Lights, playing with it. Was working on some Spectrum. Was fiddling. Well, that was alive. I like that. Giving away Space Invader frags. I got 2 more. They don't look good. They've been in a work tank too long. I should move them. They might not make it. But I gave away 5 or 6 already. I'm all about that. You want some Space Invader? Hit me up. I can't keep SPS, but I would happily... See? That's what I'm talking about. There's a little PA. I'm telling you. It's like the vid. You get it, and you pass it along to somebody else. It's just like that. Why can't we do that? Free. Don't be charging, because that's a D move. I don't think you want to be doing that. Live in St. Louis. I was there. I met up with Remy. Actually, I'll post a picture later today on Instagram of the coral that Remy handed me in the parking lot of, I don't know what the hell it was, some burger joint in Illinois just after I'd passed through St. Louis. Not nominated. You need to visit Remy. You need to get Remy to visit you, and he can bring back... Oh, yeah. That's true. My old governor took 50% of my pay for the state. Reef elves in your basement. Cactus and cruise. Oh, yeah. See, you're right. That's what I should do, Bert. Yeah, see? Free, lengths eye. Gave those away. Those went away pretty quickly. This is me missing Southern Utah and my kid jumping. I like this picture, actually. My kid jumping above my head from ridge to ridge. Vid frags. See? That's a way to make it right. Oh, this. Do we come back to this? If we don't come back to this, we're going to come back to this. So, this cool human did a complete analysis of Vibrant, and it's not what it says on the label. One thing, yeah, we'll come back to it. I ordered this. I don't know where they are. I ordered the ICP mass specs from ICPanalysis.com. I don't like ICPanalysis.com, but I ordered 2 kits. I ordered 2 of their mass spec kits because I want to see what's up. The data they've given me in the past is sketch. And I also haven't talked to one of these. I really haven't tried all that hard, but I haven't talked to one of these people into giving me some calibration data from their ICP machine. I would like to see that to make sure they're doing it, because I bet they're not. But I would like to see. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm still dosing calc to a fixed pH, right? I target 8.4 in both tanks. It's now 8.4 in both. It was 8.3 and 8.4, and that was stupid, so I just set them both to 8.4. What you're seeing there is the photosynthesis peak after it holds right there. There's a 0.03, 0.05 hysteresis in there, so it does a little bouncing when it hits the 8.4 set point. But still have really good pH. I think that's been working out pretty well. More free frags. So what I gave away was, I haven't given away any Monties lately. People hit me up, right? So I gave away the green tenuous, dead Disney, because I got my Disney back from Chevy, and I've been growing that. So I gave away one today, and there's 6 more to give away. I'm going to give one to Moki too. And I have Stylo to give away. So yeah, totally free. If you're close, you want to drive, you get some free Disney. What's up, Sean? Yeah, I mean, ICP analysis screwed up my salinity, so that seems pretty easy. I sold my AI primes in Zoa, and you made $1,000. Yeah, but this is a hobby. I'm not making money. Oh, hey, I hit 3,000 subs on YouTube. I thought that was interesting. And I'm sneaking up on 6,000 over on Instagram. Y'all are awesome. Thank you. It's actually kind of crazy. I know 3,000 is like a really small number, but whatever. If you look quick enough, you'll see that the displays... I'm doing something different over in the display to hold 8.4. I sort of backed off it today. I was counter-dosing vinegar to nail 8.4, and it held pretty stable. It did a pretty good job. I mean, you can see those numbers right there, right around 8.4. Interesting way to do it. Not sure that is the way I will want to do it. Thanks, Rob. I printed some of these. Oh wait, they're not here. They're behind me. Clevin made up these little doohickeys. Those were purple with sparkles. Clevin made up these little jobbers that you can stick in a Quanta bar and twist, and then that's how you mount another Quanta bar to a Quanta bar, and it's solid. It does a really nice job. And then you use these, which you I guess you need to lube these up or something to get them to nope, they fit. And then this is how you connect whatever, you make it a little more solid. I think I did. Oh, I did do it the right way too. Yeah. Clevin and his fancy 3D print and design stuff. Dude knows what's up. It's like, oh, hey, can you make this? And then like 10 minutes later, you got something. It's crazy. Oh, I did a live stream on this. I got the other one connected. Stupid 5 gig. They don't talk on 5 gig, and you actually have to disable the 5 gig for the 2.4 connection thingy to work. I still need to do that, and I'll do that live. That may not be like a regular stream. It just may be a rando during the week kind of stream, but I'll show how the Hydros bar does disconnect from the internet and then won't reconnect under certain circumstances, which sucks for them. But that's why they're making a... oh yeah, this is cool. That's why they're making a wired power bar, right? People picking up coral and dropping off gifts, which I like, right? I'm like, here's some free coral. We could trade. I'll happily trade. And then sometimes people are cool. I've had beer, and I've received a steak. I've also received a roll of heat shrink packing stuff to put corals in. I like that. Yeah, here's my live trying to connect that stupid hydros. I ordered some GHL goodies, and they showed up. Tomorrow, I will put a temperature probe in the display, and I will start controlling the temperature of the display tank with the GHL. I got to pull a power bar out of the garage and get that set up. I took that apart, but never tested it. Hopefully, it still works. But I'm going to control the temperature in the display. That swings too much, and I don't like it, so I'm going to stop doing that. Old greasy Altimaker. Hell yeah. Do they make a 2-foot bar? This is a 2-foot bar. Is that what you're asking? This is 24-inch. That's a 2-foot bar. Is he going to start selling them? Oh, he already is. Go to quantareef.com. He's been selling them for over a week. Hell yeah, steak for corals. I picked up. Look, I hit up this dude in West Virginia. I was out in not Western Maryland, but whatever. I went camping. He met me. He brought a cooler full of meat, smoked meat, bacon, sausage, all sorts of good stuff. I gave him a whole bunch of corals and like 7 feet of reef. He got a bunch of my corals because this dude sent it to him. Like the cherry bomb that dude has, maybe my cherry bomb. He got that because dude gave me meat. That's how that works. This ain't no Altimaker. That's how I roll. I want to be able to see what I'm printing. So I've got the Prusa in this cabinet from IKEA with some lights in there from superbrightleds.com. That's what those lights are. Those things work really well. So does that printer. If you're going to buy a printer, just buy this. Because all the stuff you're going to do to your printer, this printer already does. So just buy this printer. Go listen to Fish of Hex. He started out with other printers. He's like, screw this. Now I'm just going to go to a Prusa's. That bar, this bar has to be tested. Yeah, it will. I'll get to it. That is 2 Quanta bars held together by Cleven's mounts. I need to take some par data. That's what I want to do. I want to show that 2 of those. Look, I even do the budget thing with the Inkbird temperature probe with my pork butt, which is super tasty. Oh, that's so good. There's some Cleven designs right there. Wire holders, interconnects, and end braces. Is there a way to see the operational hours of a Gen 4 XR30? You'll like this. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep hitting my mic. I pulled this off today. This is how it looks. And the fan runs. This thing's been running like hot. So, I won't turn that on yet. Yeah, this thing is, what's up? What's up, Sam? I'm going to take this apart and clean it. And then I'm also going to shoot the spectrum of this because this one's been rode hard. And then I have a brand new one in a box downstairs. So I'm going to see if the spectrum has changed at all. Richard Ross asked that question. He wanted to know if these diodes shifted over time, and this would be a good example. So I got a brand new one downstairs. I got this one. This one's tore up. We're going to see how it goes. That thing is nasty. Oh, and I put the sky over the tank. I took that XR30 and a custom Ali E bar off the tank, and I put the sky on, and I lost 50 par. And the sky looks just like AB+. Like, I think I have... I can't reach from here because it's Bluetooth, but I think the sky is running AB+, and it looks like AB+. The other ones, I don't like it. Mobius. I mean, it's Mobius. Mobius isn't easy. I mean, it's easy enough. Like connecting a sky to a profile and then setting it is way easier than Mobius, but whatever. I got a few things on Mobius. I got 2 power heads, 1 doser, that light, and then I've got the new light in the basement hooked up as like another tank. I'll be testing that. Mobius, I don't know. I don't think we need Wi-Fi apps. I don't know why we have Wi-Fi apps. And like, well, Mobius is Bluetooth, isn't it? Because that doser's not Wi-Fi, which sucks. But that's just that's a Jim problem. I don't think that's an anybody else problem. Yeah, the sky does smell. I had it running up here in the grafter before I put it over the tank. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get Wi-Fi on the dosers, Rob. I think you're only gonna get Wi-Fi on the dosers if you have a Gen 5, and that's stupid. Yeah, I'm okay with 470, Sam. I mean, I think the Radions have enough. I had that thing a little tuned, but I think the Radions have enough 450 to make that Windex go away. But it's it almost looks identical. The spread's the same. The par is the same as this Gen 4. So I mean, if you have the option. Still, the Gen 4 is the one I compared it to. It still matters. But you can't see the hours on this thing. That's what I was looking for. Wi-Fi apps for when I'm in Japan. Yes. I agree, except Ecotech's not Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi for dosers, but not for lights. I don't see a need for that. Here's me assembling 3 Quantas with Cleven's brackets. And then you can see how stable it is because I pick it up here in a second. A year ago, I asked you to talk about diode degradation. I was told it's non-issue, max 5% over lifetime. Look forward to independent data. Yeah, me too. I'm assuming it's not going to change. But I know this one's run hot, so we'll see. See, watch this. 3 Quanta bars with some 3D printed plastic stuff. Watch this. I pick it up by the middle one. Boop, boop. It's good. It's solid. And then if you add these doohickeys, then you can hang all sorts of Quantas. I like my Gen 5s. I mean, if you paid money for your Gen 5s, I mean, you don't have a choice. You paid a metric ass ton of money for your Gen 5s. You're going to like them. Gen 5s didn't impress me when I tested them for the first time. It is a little more spread and less par at the same spectrum. So it's interesting. Yeah, you got to call him, Sam. Just call him. Hit up Luca. Luca will tell you what to do. But you just call Captivate. Because their website's going to make you throw up. Just call them. Bircher corals always look beautiful. Hey, if anybody wants this NEM, hit me up. I'm not going to ship it, of course, but I'm going to give away this NEM and the devil that lives inside of it. It's time. Yeah, Gen 5s are still really Gen 5-y before. I don't know. I mean, I bought a Gen 4 because everybody went and bought Gen 5s. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this Gen 4. Because the difference is not that substantial. You're not going to get that comparison from BRS. Yeah, Captivate's website. Like, I opened up the code control thingy in Chrome and turned off those MFN bubbles because they sucked. Gave one away. Actually, just before the stream, I put it out front for somebody to grab. So, Pulsing Xenia, giving those away. If anybody wants those, because they're very pretty. They're cool. Put them on an island. Don't let them grow. If you would put Quantas with your Mitras, which would you go with? OG Pop. Because I've got 470s. with the Demetris right now, and it's beautiful. Because I really like the white that the Demetris give you. And then add a little 470, and it really pops. So OG pop with a Demetris. Because OG pops 450, 470, just like Reef Bright. Does Luca have brackets to mount to Gen 5? Hey, Clevin. Wink, wink. I'll do some measuring for you. I mean, that's worth showing. That's what I think. Well done. So, interesting post, right? You know I'm doing slurry, and you know I'm doing slurry to a fixed pH, a target of 8.4. So I'm dosing 850 milliliters per day of calc slurry. That in saturated calc would be 3.6 gallons. To achieve the same thing in saturated calc, that's 3.6 gallons. My summertime evaporation, it's actually 0.4. I wrote 0.5. So I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing with regular calc. Slurry works. Yeah, we're going to do some algicide. There's all the green tenuous frags that I cut up yesterday. The Disneys are behind and fixing to give those all away. Unos and Kessels, and I need to marry to some Quantas. OG Pop. Yeah, because the Unos really nail the low spectrum, Rob. Their peak is 426 or something like that. So if you throw some 450, 470 with those Unos, you'll be good. Here's where I talked about this today. I want to be a part of a coral sharing like mesh network, and I talked about it, right? Within 2 hours. If I could drive 2 hours, do some trading. If you're happy with what you're getting and you throw me a steak, that's cool. Lucas 24-inch bars on a G5 would be awesome. I agree. Then you have some choices to make if you're going to add it with a G5 because the spectrum's a little different. The white on the Demetris is crisp, clear white or yellowish. It is crisp. It is not yellowish. It has it if you want it. But you could tell by my pictures what the color looks like. It's very naturally, if that makes sense. What's a good light for a Fluvo 13.5? What's a I don't know the size of that. All are good, but Pro has baseball bat web feel. Oh yeah, agreed. You no, you don't want the budget. The budget are cool if you have a smaller tank with the Nicrew 30. Actually, that's a really good pairing. GNZ's sake, if you want to go the budget route, that budget Quanta bar will pair nicely with that Nicrew. That's not bad. It's easy. It's AC. It doesn't have a power supply. You just plug it in the wall and it does its own thing. I'll test it. Just hang out if you want to see that. I got some Hollywood frags to give away. Yeah, see, that's how I am. Pick up. But what I'm suggesting is let's do a little driving. Meet in the middle. Do something like that. I think that'd be cool. I'm all about that local business. Here, you can see how I cut up. Where's my mouse? There it is. You can see how I cut up this. And this is the Disney, and I had already cut a big old bunch off of that thing, and it's still in pretty good shape. This is that green tenuous, just like this one. I have a whole lot more. Here's some more here. If you want green tenuous, oh yeah, I'm your guy. That stuff grows like crazy. This, I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm going to let it grow. It looks like a Disney, but it's not. 22, 15, 11. 22, 15, 11. Nicrew. The Nicrew 100 watt. That'd be a good light for that. Or the Smat Farm 90 watt. Both of those will work with that dimension. Both will work. Keep your glass clean. You'll need it. I mean, I'll eventually get in a motorhome, and I'll eventually be able to carry some brags. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is fun. So BRS, I didn't get to see it, and I'm pissed. BRS posted a video about Vibrant, but then they took it down. My point about Vibrant is it kills corals in my tank. Other people have great luck, and I get that. But if I put it in either of my tanks, like if I put it in downstairs, those 2 tanks down there, about 100 gallons, if I put it in a 15 tall that's upstairs, it kills corals in my tank. And I'm watching my nitrates and phosphate. It's not that. Something else is happening. It's not happy with something that's in my house. Other people have luck. But something that I don't know that people have noticed is that when BRS did their investigates, there was no corals in those tanks. It was just fish. So, yeah, I have one hanging. The budget is well worth the price. Yeah, totally agree. Actually, did I bring it up here? I'm going to compare Luca's budget Quanta. I don't think I brought it up. To Reef Bright's budget. Guess what? There's a winner. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it. We're not gonna use it. We're not gonna do that. These two guys had a great talk. These two guys also started talking about how coral sellers will fiddle with the coral pictures. And as far as I'm concerned, these two are two of the few that do it right, that take good pictures of their corals, that don't hype their corals up. There may be a little correction in there, but I haven't seen a lot of hype. They do a pretty good job. Kills clams, no thanks. Huh, that's interesting. So, yeah, I like this talk. I like both these guys. There's the sky hanging from its wire because it had lived in the closet for too long. Took 4 months, double dosing, killed bubble algae. Had to stay on top of nutrients big time. Interesting. I just don't trust like that. So, yeah, now it's over the tank. These are fun, and I talked about this on Monday. JWiz 1986. Whatever. These accounts with no pictures, with fake names, with whatever's, they're done. Cherry Corals does a good job. Yeah, I think so. Prices are crazy, but no. The corals, the pictures look good. Yeah, sky over the 45. I mean, it's still super easy to connect, and it's a nice looking light. So there's that bit of violet correction, TG photos. Yeah. So ask this question. This is something that Rob and I were discussing a little bit. I have super low CO2 in my house. 400 to 600 is generally the number down in the basement. I have a lot of air exchange in my basement. It's cold down there right now too, but so if your CO2 in your tank is low and you're dosing calc, then you're not getting a full benefit. It's not converting to carbonates. So you're not getting the alkalinity benefit, as much of the alkalinity benefit that you would if you were in a high CO2 environment, which is why I'm having to dose 2-part on top of my calc. But whatever, it's working. I haven't ordered. I've only ordered from Budman's, and that is some color messing fools over that way. But the corals came in and they were nice. But the colors in their pictures, I've ordered from Budman's and I've ordered from Worldwide Corals. And Worldwide Corals is a color messing fools too. They jack with their colors like mad. That's it. And I think I'm not going to order from onlines anymore because it's just whatever. It's just silly. Let's talk I'm modeling the full light of the budget bar this evening. Should allow others to design it prior. Sweet. Vibrant murders your corals depending upon what species of zooxanthellae they have. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I almost kind of do need a CO2 reactor now. But I'm not going to do that because I won't do that. Because I could just dose alk. That's easy enough. Let me show. So this is interesting. It's probably only interesting to me, right? Clevin makes a video on how to assemble these. This isn't Luca's bar, right? That's a Ali E, but it's the same stuff. Clevin, this is silly. Clevin makes a video on how to assemble the mounts. Dude J jumps on and says, that's going to, I don't remember the exact words. That's going to rust. Offering a little shade to Luca for his lights. See that bracket? 2 years. Suck it, Jay. It's not rusting. And I live in an environment that has humidity and stuff. You could think it's going to rust. And you can see like a little tiny dot on there. Like this, what's this little tiny dot? But suggesting it's going to rust like mad is just bad advice and wrong. So, don't be wrong, bruh. I know you have experience. I know you suggest you have a mechanical background. But that's not rusted. And it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Alright. Oh, I don't want to shut that down. OBS is currently active. All streams recording. Are you sure you want to exit? No. So, that's going to give me some heat later. Unique corals pictures are decent. Yeah, are they still doing that stuff? I think you jack an air stone in and see if you can get a rise. So I would have to pull air from upstairs, Rob, because I mean I have the skimmer, that tiny little nano skimmer from eShops, and it's pulling in air from the basement that already doesn't have CO2. So I'd have to provide CO2. That would be the key, right? To be able to dial in CO2. To be able to control alkalinity too. I mean, it's possible, but then you're getting a little too complicated. Think about that. Yeah, no calcium reactors. I'm not going to do a calcium reactor. No way. I don't need that. I mean, I'm pulling in whatever. It's just pulling from the basement. There's just not enough. I tried. Yeah, Clevin did try to explain that the whole rust thing isn't really going to be a thing, but you know, he's into business. He's got a mechanical background. Let's have some fun. You want to have some fun? Make some plastic ones like I did. Yeah, plastic's easy too. I'm not getting a calcium reactor. No calcium reactor. Not going to do that. Let me scooch this over. Let me do a little bit of this. Let me bring this mofo down. See this? Let's have some fun. So, Microbacter 7. Vibrant. I've already done this once. And EcoBalance. So, what we're going to do, let's do a control. What I do know is Vibrant, that's 95% culture bacterial blend, doesn't grow. And it doesn't grow on TSB, which is these plates here, and it doesn't grow on blood plates, McConkey. It doesn't grow on those either. Let's do a control while we're here. Here's something you don't get all that often, right? This one we're just going to leave open. This one's going to be control. And then we'll see what kind of growth we get. Because you see I don't have gloves on. You see that I've been drinking. And we will streak those a little bit later. But this is going to be control. We'll call that control. How's that? Okay. And see, I'm not being gentle. I'm not avoiding. What showed up? Alexa, play my notification.
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. Your subscribe and save order.
Alexa, cancel. That's no fun. This one's going to be... How many should we do? Should we do 1 or 2? I mean, if you want me to go, Peter, if you want me to go get a COVID test from downstairs, I can do that too. So this will be MB7. Should we send these out for sequencing? Because, you know, they're proprietary. This one's going to be vibrant. Boo. This one's going to be Eco Balance. Eco Balance. So what I know, what should I do with these? I have other stuff downstairs. Should I grow it? Should I grow out ATM? I've got ATM. I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all I need, and I brought a spare. And I have other Dr. Tim stuff. Should I grow them out just to see what they look like? Move your... I don't need CO2 for this. I need O2 for this. So I'll keep this at 20 to 25. See? Buy a bunch of hamsters. Wait, what I missed? That's fun. Airline tube from upstairs with more. Yeah, totally. That's what I was thinking. I would have to pull CO2 from upstairs. That's right. I need to dose CO2 just to make my alkalinity better. What's up, Patrick? That's a vodka gin and tonic. That's a pink. Take a swab from your tank. Oh, I can do that. I'll do one. Just bust out the lime, hooky skimmer, outside air. Don't need that. Alexa. The inappropriate reefer hasn't arrived. What are you talking about, Chris? Other purple sparkly thing. Is it wiggly? Science. MB7 has some sugar complex. It's thick. It grows very quickly. It grows very, very quickly. Spit in one of the plates. I could do my hands if you want to see what's on my hands. Have you ever done that? My kid did that for a science project. You want to see what really cleans your hands? All right, let's do Boo Vibrant. Lick one. I mean, okay, that's odd. It's an odd request. Somebody's gonna. Oh, he didn't. It's not vibrant. Somebody put freaking vinegar in there. You know somebody's gonna say some shit. Vibrant. And if you really wanted to know that those are wet, because that'll be the other thing, right? They're wet. Microbacter 7. Juicy. Eco Balance. What would you recommend for someone that doesn't want to do 24-hour alk test but wants to try slurry? I would suggest that you not try slurry. What I would do is I would ask you what what's your 24-hour alkalinity drop, and I would start there. Then if you want to try to adjust, or if you want to try to positively impact pH, then I would only dose saturated calc at night and just see what it does to your tank. Eco balance. Yeah. Let's do the control, because it sat out long enough with me talking, right? Testing isn't a must. Testing is absolutely recommended, but I wouldn't say testing is a must, and I sure as hell wouldn't say get a Trident. I would experiment. So here is control with dry swab. I'm sitting here while I talked. And then we'll grow this out. So what I do know is Microbacter 7, I'll have growth tomorrow, because it's quick. I mean, you don't necessarily need to test if you want to do slurry. You just have to do, if you're going to do slurry, you need to do the equivalent of saturated calc. If you're willing to do saturated calc without auto testing, then you can absolutely do slurry without auto testing, but you need to trust your doser. I'll argue that you need to trust your doser no matter what it is, but you need to trust your doser. All right, cool. I'll grow these. Actually, should I do another? Hell, let's do another. While we're here, let's do this. Let's do another. We'll do another Vibrant, because I have another set. And then I still have a bunch of plates. This way I got two. Bert, use a dingleberry. Dingleberry. Oh, they held up dingleberry. That's not cool. Please hold. It's juicy. All right, now we got two. V2. Boo. Let's talk about this a little bit. So now we've got two Vibrants, an MB7, an Eco Balance, and a Control. So I know Microbacter 7 is going to grow. I haven't done this with Eco Balance, so I don't know. I know Vibrant's not going to grow. Certainly not going to grow like the others. Wait, Rob said something gross. Let me check. What? Please hold. Yeah, exactly. You can always reverse calculate. You don't need to test to know how much you dose. You need to test to know how much you dose, but you don't need to auto test to know how much you dose. You can do it manually if you want. It's not the ideal way, but you can absolutely do it. If you have control of your system and you dose with a good doser and you test regularly, you can totally do it. If you're comfortable dosing saturated calc and you trust your doser, then you can do the exact same thing with slurry. You're on Reef Dorf's next stream, right? I know his next stream is tomorrow, and that sucks. I'm trying to work out dates with him. I have a date with Keith that's already scheduled. I should probably be able to, and I'll hit up Alex and I'll see what we can do. Yeah, Alex wanted me on tomorrow, but I've got a prior engagement, so I can't do that. That sucks. But looking forward to hanging out with him. Toilet tumor in hand. Testing. It's just form of measurement. Why wouldn't you measure? Yeah, not tried. So, are you guys are going back and forth and you're chatting and it's fun? Let's talk about that. If you have perused the Reef to Reef thread about the contents of Vibrant, you'll find that it can be quite humorous, because I think Terrence was in there, and Terrence was like, well, who the hell is this? Underwater Creations. Underwater Creations should come on the Reefing Report and share their voice. Why? Views? Like, we're going to believe them? That's why? Because they're going to come on and tell us that everything's cool? That everything on the label is right? That's why I posted, do you want to hear somebody talk about their product, or do you want to see the data that supports their assertions, the data that supports their product? Data. I'm like, come on. And then Randy, I think it was Randy, also jumped in. And then Terrence and Randy Holmes Farley went back and forth a couple times. And Randy Holmes Farley is like, I'll paraphrase, suck it. And that was also interesting. You should go read that thread, because it was, I just don't get it. I don't get Terrence's position. I don't get his position that having, like, I mean, Reef Dude's stream on the Sky was a perfect example. I don't know how you have somebody on a stream to talk about their product, which is why I'm not associated with products, right? This is why I don't make products. How you have somebody come on to talk about their product, and then, like, you're like supposed to automatically believe them? Not when they're marketeers, right? I'll argue that nobody has to believe Luca. Don't believe Luca. Believe the data. And he's provided the data. I'll provide the data. I'm not making any money off of Luca's bars. I'm not making any money at all off his venture. He has spent a substantial amount of money to make that happen. I'm not a part of that. I have not funded anything. I'm not receiving anything for his effort. He's done a great job. I was happy to help. That's all I want to do. Clevin, too. Maybe Clevin's making some coin. You making 20 large off this, Clevin? See, I just don't get it. Unregistered pesticide, or so I was told when I asked. That's interesting, because it used to be on Amazon, I thought. Huh. Yeah, I don't think anybody's actually surprised Patrick, right? Go read that thread. First, I mean, whatever. I don't know how to say it. Come on, Clevin. You know you're making money. You know I'm playing. Yeah, pesticide. I still find it very interesting and comical that the industry that supports the hobby hasn't figured out that we're paying attention. And by that I mean we have the means to collect our own data. We have the right people in the right places to know what's up. It has been suggested that I don't get it. Those were the words. Oh, I get it. Just tell it straight. Tell it like it is. You want me to buy your product? You be straight up. And I'll buy your product. Even if your product is subpar. Like if your product is good enough and you market it accurately, I'll buy it. Because that matters to me. Your marketing matters more to me in some cases than the quality of your product. I don't know that I'm alone. Maybe I'm just crazy that way. You tell me. Thoughts? That's all I got. What time is it? It's only been an hour. Give me something to talk about. There's no rust. I don't think there's any bacteria in Vibrant. If there is, there's a tiny little bit. Somebody posted that. It was pretty interesting. Somebody posted on my Instagram that maybe the vinegar in Vibrant just grows existing bacteria that are already in the tank. And I thought that was an interesting position. Not all going to accept snake oil. Yeah, I agree. So I can talk crap about my product and lie, and you'll buy it. So I can talk crap about my product and lie. No. You can accurately market your product. I'll figure out if you're accurately marketing your product. I'll buy it. If it's accurately marketed. You can't say, right? Water changes. That's an interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. If you lie about a product, it's absolutely marketing. It's bullshit, but it's still marketing. But I don't get it. But I get it. Honesty and integrity is the issue with Vibrant. Honesty and integrity is the issue with a whole lot of things that we buy. Right? I don't have a clue what's in this product, but I watched a couple live streams and I don't like what I heard, so I don't buy Brightwell stuff. And I also don't like how Brightwell's marketed to on Instagram. I don't like the social marketing, how that product is done. Nor do I like the practices of the people involved. Because they'll I can get you influencers, but nobody will know they're influencers, and they'll just think they're users, whatever. And then this, I don't have a clue what's in this. But for whatever reason, I trust that Tim's guy. I don't have a reason not to. Oh, and it doesn't matter which one of these to buy. It's the same juice. The Eco Balance that looks like this and the Eco Balance that looks like the other, it's the same Eco Balance. I got another aquabiomics test I need to do. I'm not playing devil's advocate. You're sassy. Talk about water changes. I'm not a big water changer. I do change a little bit of water. In fact, it probably ran today. I just didn't even know it. When I do water changes, it's 4 liters a day on Saturdays. I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to trace right now. I do use HW Marine. I suspect the bulk of my trace comes from my HW when I do my 4 liters per weekend. But I have in the past not water changed. I think the best my tank has ever been was when I was dosing trace, and back then it was Red Sea, and I was not water changing. Like, I would go over a year without doing a water change unless I was pulling corals out of my tank and I needed the water. Then the only water changing I was doing was replenishing salt water that I took out of the tank. I'm not hating on BRS or disliking. When BRS says what I know to be accurate, I totally agree. Like, totally. The information that those guys, especially Ryan, the information that Ryan has provided, if you go back a year and a half and then start watching the videos from there on back, it's good stuff. Maybe even 2 years. The information that they've provided is invaluable. And I still buy from them. Like, if I have to. Tim's, water change, moonshiners. So I am starting moonshiners. I have been dosing moonshiners, like the stuff that I was low. I have a full complement of their juices out in the garage. I need to do another ICP. Actually, I'll send out an ICP on Monday to Reef Lab in Florida and see how my water looks, because I did have a strontium incident. So I'm looking forward to seeing what my strontium is, because I screwed that up. Potassium chloride is a dip. Keith covered that really well, and I like the idea of it. Electricity in a tank. Any thoughts? Are we talking about stray? Because I do have thoughts about that. You talking about stray voltage? I'll wait before I start talking. You confirm that. I think water change is good for young tanks for sure. Yeah. My tank is over 9 years old now. The system itself is over 9 years old. And it's nasty. Like, I can't wait to bring in the 93 with the new sump and have all that cleaned up and get all that gunk out of there, because I don't clean my sump. I have no idea what's in there. It's nasty. It's all caked full of goo. The detritus in my tanks are just disgusting. The frag tank, half of that is gross. I got to figure out how to clean that out. The sumps are gross. I did clean out the little 5.5 up top, but Dr. Tim knows what he's knows about it. Yeah, I mean, that's agreed. That's the vibe I get. Stray voltage. And I need somebody to tell me why I'm wrong. So, like, you're sitting at a stoplight and this dumbass squirrel goes running across live wires and he jumps from the wire to the pole and he doesn't die. And those are uninsulated wires in some cases. Like, why is that cool? That's cool because he's not grounded. That's cool because there's potential, but there's nowhere for the potential to go. Like, the electricity can't go anywhere. It can't travel. It has to go from one place to another to be able to flow. And in this particular case, that's stupid. Oh, Sean, but my sump is so nasty. It's nasty. I tell you, you wrong. Yeah, maybe. But BRS is a good knowledge source, but recently some of their videos have been biased. So, T. Anderson, I will play devil's advocate in this particular case, saying that we all expected BRS to change because of Bertram. So, is it that BRS has changed? Probably. Is it that our perception of BRS has changed? Probably. That's why I'm suggesting, like, all new people, you go back a couple years and you start watching that old stuff when they would show a couple products and we sell all these and all these products work and this is why. That's valuable information. Back to that stupid squirrel, right? That squirrel can run across the wires and not get zapped. What'd I miss at 24 a pound? Gotta go, fellas. Later, Rob. Or later, Bert. At 24 a pound. What are you talking about, Phil? I missed it. Sorry. So our friend the squirrel is alive because the electricity can't flow. So you have electricity in your tank. You've got a titanium heater that may or may not be insulated well enough to contain the electricity. You have AC power heads, old shitty power heads that may be leaking electricity. I sure do. But does that electricity have a way to flow through? And here's where I need somebody with some science background to tell me what's up. Is electrolysis happening within my tank? Because I don't think so. You kind of need it to flow to make that happen. You have to have current. What I'm suggesting is with stray voltage in a tank, it's not a thing because you don't have current. It's just you have voltage in there. And like if I walk barefoot into my closet where it's a concrete floor where I get a little conductivity through my body, I can feel if I have a cut, the electricity in my tank. What I would suggest is that all reefers, regardless of if they have stray voltage or not, all reefers, to protect themselves and their family, should have a grounding wire in their tank. I do. I'm talking about a stray live rock from UC. Oh, interesting. Thank you. Have a grounding probe in your tank. That takes whatever residual voltage you may have in your tank from your heaters, from your AC power heads. Not for your DC stuff because you're not going to, right? I mean, it's all 24 volt. You're not going to feel that. It's got to be over 40 volts for you to feel it. Have that free hydrogen gas. What's that going to do? Yeah, if it is DC. What's the hydrogen gas going to do if it's AC? That's what I'm looking for. Now, and does it need to flow? Do you need to have current to make that happen? That's what I don't understand. So I do have a probe in my tank because I do have stray voltage, but it goes right to ground. So is that a problem? See? Use a grounding probe. If you don't have one, go buy one because they're cheap. They're on Amazon. No reef tax. And you stick that. I mean, you could do it cheap. If you really, really wanted, you could do it super cheap, but I wouldn't suggest you do it because this is how I did it to begin with. But go get yourself a grounding probe off Amazon or wherever the hell you buy your stuff and use it. Stick it in your tank. I'm not sure stray voltage is a thing. I'm not sure it can negatively impact your coral or your fish because you don't have current. It's not flowing through them. It's there. The potential is there, but it's not going anywhere. Chris, I did that, and I couldn't find it. One of these days, I'll find it. But I couldn't find it. It's there. I just don't know why. Don't lick nothing, Filipino reefer. Don't be licking nothing. Yeah, so that's how I feel about stray voltage. I don't think it's a thing. And if it's a thing, then it's electricity and salt water doing a thing. Yeah, the fish don't know. The electricity's not going through the fish. You only feel it if you feel it. It's not impacting your corals. As far as I understand, as far as I can figure out, like doing electrician stuff for 20 years, I don't think it's doing anything. I think it's just sitting there. Does it have to be plugged into the wall or power strip? It needs to be, the grounding probe needs to be plugged into an outlet that actually has a decent ground. And it's just it's 2 prongs and then the grounding plug. But nothing's hooked up to the 2 prongs. It's just hooked up to the grounding plug. It's got a little titanium thing that hangs in your tank. And it works great. Electric eels. Does it have to be plugged in? Yeah. Yeah, no GFCs. Rob, I wouldn't use a GFC on a tank. I think BRS learned that lesson. I mean, I get the value of it. But just having a probe plugged into a regular old outlet is good enough as long as it's grounded. Do you think you need grounding probe in your tank and sump? No. One's good enough because it's the water's in there. You're gonna get it. I mean, you can't be wrong if you use 2 of them, but if you put it in your sump, then if you have a cut on your finger and you can stand on something that's not insulating, then you can see if it's still in your tank. But there's a pretty good chance, because of your pump bringing water back up to the tank, that you really only need it in your sump. Yeah, see, I'm not a GFCI kind of guy. Yeah, no, not for a tank. Nope. I don't use the GFCI on any of my aquariums. Not at all. But I'll use a grounding plug. You're not grounded when you... Yeah, also, I agree, B. But I am if I'm standing barefoot on my pavement, on my concrete floor in my basement. Inside the closet, there's no wood floor. So if I step off of the concrete onto the wood, I don't feel the voltage. If I step onto the concrete off of the wood, then I can feel the voltage. You're not grounded. If you're standing in shoes, you're not going to feel the voltage. If you're standing on wood floor, fake wood floor, composite, vinyl, you're not going to feel the voltage. But if you give yourself a path, and in this particular case, it's me barefoot on my pavement, then I can feel it. I like what Clevin's saying. That works for me. And then don't listen to me. Listen to Rob. Have a GFCI. But I don't want that action. Yeah, you're not gonna. I mean, your breaker's still gonna trip. Your GFCI is for people. It's not for your house. Exactly. The GFCI is not to save your house. It's to save your people. It's a faster reacting breaker. That's all it is. And I agree with Sean. Grounding plug, no GFCI, and you're good to go. Says the 20-year aircraft electrician. But we didn't have GFCIs on the planes either. What else we got? I like that. Who brought that up? That's a good topic. Thank you. But I need somebody to tell me what the electricity is doing in the tank, if it's doing anything at all. GFCI. If I'm sitting in my inflatable hot tub, I want a GFCI. If I am in my bathroom, I want a GFCI. But it's not for the house. See? There you go. Sometimes it's okay. Ground probe. Then you won't have to worry about it. The ground probe will go. If you feel it and you got a ground probe in your tank, you probably need to turn some shit off. All right. That's all I got. I'm looking forward to seeing these grow. Or in 1 or in 2 now. I'm looking forward to seeing 2 of these not grow. What else should I swab? Because we can leave it here. So you plan on putting the new tank fish-wise? No, I'm not. I'm just going to do what I do, right? I am super green heavy in my tank right now, and that sucks, but whatever. I'm not going to do anything new. I'm 15 years avionics. I trust GFCI way more than breakers. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but not for. I don't need it for a tank. I get what you're saying, but and I never agree to disagree. Just have an opinion. Stream was electric. That's funny. I have fish in my display that are too big for my display. I don't show them. They'll be happier in a larger tank. I need to decide if the 93 is my move, or if I go to like a 120, a 4-foot 120, which is an option if I move my light switches. I'm not sure that's what I want to do. I'll probably just use a 93. I also know the 93's been sitting outside all winter. It's had some ice in it. So I need to go take that 93 and stick it. You avionics guys, Kyle. Why 15 years? Why'd you quit? That just sunk in. I need to take that 93 to work and put it on the stand and fill it up with water there where there's floor drains and everything, just in case. I don't know what kind of shape that thing is in. I know it's got some chips on the bottom, whatever. We'll see. I think it'll just give me more room, give me an opportunity to use more lights, right? Like a 24-inch bar is perfect for that tank over top of my 45. This bar's too big. It looks kind of stupid. So then I got to figure out how I want to light it, because I have some radions, right? I'll probably just use the Gen 4s and some bars to light that thing. We'll see. Is a Radeon XR15 G5? No. Salty Dad. It isn't, because they turn down, right? If it's like a 20-gallon cube, then a 15 is great for that, because you can just dial them back. Always go big. Like I'd put an XR30 on top of a 20-gallon and I'd just turn it down. Always go big. Love a longer tank for larger fish, but the 120 has great dimensions for rock work. Yeah, it does. It does. A 4-footer would be cool, but I'd have to put it on the wall, and one of the short sides would be against the wall, and I can do that. But I don't know. I might just do the cube. I kind of like the idea of the cube pushed into the corner. So what I see is just is two sides. I can go like this, or I go like this, depending upon where I am in a room. 2 Hydra 52 non-HDs. Only thing I hate is that I have to top brace. I mean, those are good lights. They have good spectrum. What else should I swab? Do I swab my tank? Yeah, see? There's an XR15 over a 13.5. You just dial them back. What I would suggest is you measure your... ooh, this one's cracked. We're not going to use this one. Measure your par. You think that's going to smell later? Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. Paint the short side. Stick it against the wall. Casual Reefing has a cube. They feel boxed in. Yuck, yuck. All right, y'all. I think I'm done. We'll grow this out. Keep this at 20 to 25. Maybe I can move it to 30 to 35 if you want to see if other microbes grow, because I can do that. And we'll see what we can get. Wonderful to grow. All right, y'all. Remember, good advice. Have opinions. Opinions are cool. Have good advice. What is your plan with those Petri dishes? Keep it at 20 to 25C. Maybe move it to 30 to 35C just to see if it grows. But I'll keep temperature stable, and we'll go from there. The puns are strong tonight. And then, Phil, I will decide after they grow out. I can send them off for sequencing to see what the bacteria is. Proprietary means secret. It doesn't mean you can't tell after you figure out what it is. So something to consider. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what grows. But I will keep it not chill. I'll keep it nice and cozy, warm. And these will be happy. And I guarantee, well, I don't want to do that. But what I've seen in the past, I'll have growth on Microbacter 7 tomorrow, because that stuff grows quick. It doesn't move. It doesn't travel. It only grows where it is until it dies, until it exhausts all the food, and then it dies where it sits. That's what happened last time. So it doesn't like fill up the whole plate. It'll only grow where I streaked, And then as soon as all the food where I streaked has been exhausted, it dies. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Have a good week. Hit me up if you have questions. Hit me up on Instagram. Happy to discuss anything. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy reefing and be kind, everybody. Thanks.